Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Six Gaming Podcast. This is episode 115. Thank you all for joining us. And filling in for your host, as always, it's Ron Klee. Shosan, I haven't heard from him in like a couple weeks now. I don't know. I maybe he got lost in one of Minnesota's Thousand Lakes. I can't really tell. Hopefully he's all right.
I don't think he can count to 1,000.
Yeah, I don't think he can either. He doesn't have to. He only needs to drown in one. So there's that. Anyway,
drowned because he was counting them. 1, 2, 3,
Club.
4.
Club. Nice. Anyway, we have two very awesome and illustrious co-hosts with us, starting with a man we haven't seen in a while.
I don't know who you haven't seen in a while. I haven't seen anybody around here in a while. You could be talking about me. You could be talking about that other guy.
I could, but that other guy was on last week. So,
well, I don't know because I haven't been around here in a while.
Well, now you know.
Well, now you got to put me up to date here. You can't just kind of throw the shit at me. You got to bring me up to speed.
But it's fun.
It's not fun this way. This is very irritating.
To do it this way.
It's not, the audience does not appreciate being not in the know, and neither do I. And I'm not part of the audience, Justine. I'm part of the show. In order for me to put on a good show, I need to know what it is I'm going to be talking about. I need to know what I'm going to be talking about because you told me. You haven't told me anything. I don't know what I'm talking about. Nobody finds that entertaining.
I find this very entertaining.
So, you know why I'm here? Because somebody poured me this.
Nice.
Okay, I don't know. It just showed up. It says Southern Tier Dart League on here's 1998. I think I was born 10 years before that.
You were playing darts when you were 10?
I think I took somebody's mug.
Whoops. This is more FOD, people.
Move on.
Yeah, we're going to move on. And joining us again this week, Colgano, welcome.
How's it going?
Going all right. Glad to have you guys. Hope everyone's having a good Saturday. So, as we do every week, we're going to start off with Shosan's favorite half of the show. This is the first half of the show, and this is new. I can't do it like he does. Like just,
News!
there you go. We got to let more FOD do it right here. That's great. And the first thing I wanted to get to this week was, have you guys heard of the game Alan Wake?
Yeah, I saw the
Alan Wake.
post that you sent.
I may not, but I do live under a rock.
You do. That is true. But Alan Wake is a game. It's kind of been a bit of a hit or miss game with people on Steam. But either way, if you're at all interested in getting this game, I believe it's priced. I don't remember if it's 80 or 90% off up until Monday, when it gets permanently removed from the store.
Wow.
They are taking this game down because they are losing their music license for the game.
Interesting.
Yeah, I have not heard of anything like this happening before. But anyway, yeah, the article says that their music license expires on the 15th. And Microsoft is even getting involved in this. They're looking into ways to try to renegotiate the license. But once they don't have the license, it just can't be sold anymore. I'm not really seeing what the music is for that.
I don't even know what the game is. You want so tell me what the game is? Is it even fun? I mean, can I enjoy the music while I'm playing a good game, or am I using the music as an escape from the shitty game, and that's why they got to pull it because they can't just disable the fucking soundtrack because the game can't stand on its own 2 fucking feet and needs the soundtrack, which they don't have permission to play in order to be a decent game.
I couldn't tell you. I've not played it myself, but I mean, it's 90% off. I mean,
is it a platformer? Is it?
It's a first-person type deal, I believe.
So it's a first-person.
It's
a first-person jukebox simulator.
Or could be. It could be a jukebox simulator. That would actually. That might be an interesting game. I think you're onto something. I think we need to.
A jukebox hero.
Afterwards.
Oh man, I have to tell you about my video game cultures class at the end of this.
But yeah, basically, it's kind of like not a zombie game, more like a ghost type thing. But it's a first person type thing, and it's $3 right now, and the collector's edition is $3.50. So there's that. You can buy it now, and yeah, and in fact, you can buy the entire franchise for $4. That's ridiculous. That's a lot of stuff.
You can buy the whole franchise of this game, which can't get a fucking license deal to save its goddamn franchise.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Literally.
Yeah, you know what? I can also go to the grocery store and buy a whole bunch of off-brand Oreo-Os, but I don't know if that'd be a really. Can you imagine if cereals had sequels? Okay, hang with me here. Golden Grams, or you can have Golden Grams 2.
No. How about Tricks 2, which is for adolescents?
Oh, yes.
No longer for kids, guys.
Yes, exactly.
No longer for kids.
Jeez. So that's the deal with Alan Wake. And then
frosted mini wheats, or never mind. But fucking stop me, please.
You're stopped. And then I saw something on Twitter about this the other day. Someone was complaining about and reposting all of these images of these women that I will play Overwatch with you. I will play Heroes of the Storm with you. Blah, 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 blah. And I didn't really get what that was about. I just thought it was like some kind of cheap knockoff site that was, trying to sell you a Russian bride or something. But it turns out these are actual posts from actual women on a site called Fiverr.com, Fiverr, where you can pay women $5 to play like 3 matches of Overwatch with you. They'll be your pocket healer. They'll play Mercy and go around and heal you. Or in the Heroes of the Storm, they'll like lane with you in the same lane. It's incredible.
So are these like a new generation of like video game hookers now, or what?
No, you don't understand. It's like if you can redefine the definition of rape as aggressively as you have in the last few years, then you can redefine the definition of prostitution. All right. So if you are paid money to make somebody happy on the basis of your attractiveness,
which is pretty much what this is. I mean, you look at some of these pictures.
I mean, it's kind of like telling. Then we get. I think we're kind of broaching the territory of, is non-nude photography porn. All right, there's a whole thing about non-nude. It's like the ladies never show anything, but it's obviously very explicit in its material. This is not glamour. This is not modeling, fashion modeling. It's softcore pornography.
It's this. This is what you see on Fiverr.com right now.
Now, what I see here is not softcore pornography. What I am seeing here is a direct analog to the same lady who makes money cuddling. Right? You go rent a cuddler. You heard about that one?
I have, yes, sadly.
Okay. So the question is, why haven't we figured out how to rent pets? Because a dog will much more enthusiastically cuddle with you. And we could always use a dog that needs a babysitter. So I'm seeing a market pressure. So what we need to do is train dogs to play Overwatch.
There you go. That would be great. There is a rent-a-pet thing.
Okay.
It exists. BorrowMyDoggy.com.
I live out in the middle of nowhere. The only way that you can get a lady's time is by waving money around or explicitly giving it to her. So you can either tell her to jump, in which case we call that marriage, or you can actually hand it to her, and we call that prostitution. So very simple folks out here.
Very simple.
We don't have the kind of market development that you have out there in the city. I imagine things become much more accessible when you have a subway platform.
Yes. Well, this is awkward. But yeah, I think
you invited me to the show.
I did. I knew what I was getting into. I knew what I was getting into, and it's amazing. So, what amazes me about this is that if you actually go on and read the article, these people are actually halfway decent at this game, and it's basically paying $5 for in case of 3 Overwatch games. I think it would be like what 20-30 minutes of companionship, just platonic companionship, playing a video game together. It's interesting. And I'm sure some of these women get a lot of repeat customers too.
I have no
Sure they
words
do.
It's
at this time.
it's
I mean, when you find something, when you find a niche, I mean, I guess go with it, but
it's crazy. But yeah, very
get a
interesting.
better hobby, one of the two.
Well, how about this for a better hobby? Twitch, who has already done Bob Ross's Bob Ross marathon and a Julia Child marathon, they're now moving on to Mr. Rogers, an 18-day marathon where they play nothing but Mr. Rogers on their channel. Won't you be my neighbor? Morfod, you want to be my neighbor?
Might have to miss that.
You might have to miss that. It's kind of funny though, because like when Bob Ross was when they were playing Bob Ross, and people in Twitch chat were getting into this. Like at the end of every painting, they would go GG in Twitch chat. It was hilarious. And
What?
It's kind of like a subculture on Twitch now.
To watch reruns of The Joy
Really
of Painting.
Old shows, yes. And in fact, the Bob Ross one got so popular they do it every Monday.
But it's not even gaming.
It's not even gaming, no.
There are things that are taken off of Twitch because it's not gaming.
Well, they're changing that now. They have an IRL section where you can talk about things that don't necessarily be gaming. They have creative.
You know what they have? They have memes. All right,
that's memes.
They have memes. If it's memes and it makes money, fuck it. Okay, it's if you have somebody sculpting goddamn butter into a masterpiece.
That's a meme.
But somebody attaches a fucking bold impact text to it. Then it's a meme. Okay, well, get this to the front fucking page.
Nice. Yes. So if you enjoy this kind of thing, I actually got too much to do to be sitting around watching Mr. Rogers for an
I've
entire
got
day,
plenty of things to do other than watch fucking PBS.
Yeah.
Except with respect, some of the best because Discovery Channel, the History Channel, the Health Channel, all of that has gone down the shitter. It's all documented. It's all mockumentaries. It's all reality television. At least PBS has a fucking documentary to put on. I can respect that.
True, indeed. And then, oh geez, do we really have to talk about this one?
What's this one?
I guess we do. Madden 2018 is putting Tom Brady on the cover.
Is there a curse related with that, or is that Sports Illustrated?
There it is. You're correct. It is the Madden.
Oh. All right, you'll have to fill me. I know the Sports Illustrated. You'll have to tell me what the Madden one is.
Basically, if you get put on the cover of the Madden game, you get injured next season.
Fuck.
Yes.
I like it.
Well, then I'm all for it then.
Yeah, get Brady on that cover. A lot of people are thinking that this is kind of like a shot at Roger Goodell for suspending him for the first 4 games of last season. But
broken bones and blood and gore, blood and gore, blood and gore.
It's kind of interesting because there's an article out there about the worst of the curses, and let me see who was the worst. The most cursed, they're saying, is Michael Vick. They put Michael Vick on the cover of the 2004 Madden, and
well, he did a lot of that to himself, though.
no, that was the season he broke his fibula.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
preseason,
talking about that.
He missed the first 11 games, and yeah, it was probably one of the worst ones. But yeah, that's pretty nuts. Like Gronkowski was on last year's cover. He got hurt last season. I mean, it's a thing. It's really weird. It's just super bizarre how this keeps happening. It's been happening like for over a decade and a half. So yeah, Tom Brady, break a leg, Tom. Break a leg. And in the final bit of news before we get on to Dan's drinking hour, who unfortunately can't make it this week. Kind of a little upset over that. But 42% of esports viewers do not play the game they watch. That's almost half. That's pretty interesting.
I don't know if that's terribly interesting or not. I watch football all the goddamn time.
And you don't play
I
it.
have never,
And
ever
that-
played football. And if I did play football, everybody I played with regretted it.
That's
Yeah.
a good point.
And what I think is that 42% number, I don't know if that's commentary on the people that they think should be playing the game, or if it's commentary as a comparison versus real life sports, where I put that number much closer to like 80%. It's just interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd say the majority of real life of sports in general, most people don't play if they watch it, but maybe they wish they could. But I
Yeah.
think there's something to be said for watching someone that's a lot better than you are at something excel at it.
Yeah.
I think the remarkable nature of this is about how accessible video games are versus how accessible sports are.
Mhm.
That's true. Being able to use certain inputs of the game. I mean, like, it's a casual football league is not accessible. Maybe a pickup basketball game is accessible.
Yeah.
A soccer game requires more people to organize. Maybe that's not accessible. But, what this is actually looking at is, hey, these guys are watching the Dota 2 tournament, but they don't play Dota 2.
Yeah.
But they could play Dota 2 because Dota 2 is accessible to anybody who cares to suffer through that abuse.
Yeah.
And
anyway,
that's where the remarkable numbers are coming through, is because, here's a free game that bins you based on the skill level that you're playing at. You can play pickup games. There's always someone to play, and all you do is watch it on Twitch.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into this a bit later. Since that tends to be a pretty fascinating subject. But before we finish up with the news section, Dan, I hope you're out there. Take a drink, because we're talking about League of Legends, MSI Midseason Invitational, and the standings are pretty simple. SK Telecom 7-1, Team WE is 5-3. Everyone else is 3-5. Fuck everyone else. That includes TSM, by the way, and the Gigabyte Marines, who have traded wins with each other. Gigabyte Marines being a wild card team. Pretty amazing that they're still 3-5 as well. And the last day is tomorrow. Top 4 will be advancing to the best of 5 knockout tourney. Of note, Flash Wolves is the only loss that SK Telecom has put out there. So interesting tournament so far. I'm pretty sure that Veg would have a lot to say if he was here. He's been following it too. But
yeah, I've been on Discord on voice chat with someone that's been watching it all day, and they were just freaking out.
Oh yeah, so I mean, some of those games are pretty amazing.
Anybody who's here and familiar with my group knows that I'm going to take one of my infamous breaks. I will be back in about 2 minutes.
Jeez. He's just leaving. He's just up and leaving. I mean, he just.
So what do we do?
Well. First we put the
after
camera.
These messages. We'll be right back.
Hold on. First, we put the camera on him, so that we can just see that lovely bomb shelter there with that phallic microphone of his. And it's just generally we can make fun of him at this point because he's just gone.
Well,
but yeah. Anyway, we're going to move on to the next section of the show, and this is Shosan's favorite half of the show, the second half of the show. He wishes he could be here right now to talk about this section. This is
this
games.
Pokemon session? Oh.
No, we didn't talk about Pokemon. It's not a game. Sorry, sir. But we are going to talk about what we've been playing this week. And Colcano, what have you been up to?
Well, we're I talked about how we moved off of Achaea last week, and so we've been steadily building our empire in a multiplayer server on Minecraft, and so lots of mining. That's what I've been playing. Lots and lots of mining and auto fishing, but it's a good time. I'm working on a side server for myself that I'll probably eventually make live, but I don't know. I find that entertaining.
Pretty cool. Yeah, Minecraft is a game that people really can get into, and you can just pour a lot of time into it. I know a bunch of us, I think me, Veg, Showsun, Coles, a bunch of us were on a server for a while back, and then another guy, Obadiah, who shows up every once in a while. We were all playing on a server, and it's so easy to sink so much time into that game because the world's just so massive.
It's huge, and we're actually one of the people that got banned with me. She's building the ships that got deleted in Achaia. She's building them in Minecraft, and they're massive. They're absolutely huge. They're like, we're making them into dungeons is essentially what we're doing.
Pretty nice. Sounds pretty good.
Howdy,
More fun. What have you been up
What's
to?
up?
What have you been playing, sir? What are your games?
Games. I don't know if I've played those. I've been doing this thing called Panic the Ever-Loving Fuck out of my life while I try to finish the finals. But
That sounds like a great game.
that is not a very good game. However, we're going to be stopping playing that game. I keep buying subscriptions to this shit. It's so fucking expensive, like $10,000 fucking dollars to go
That's
jam
a
your
lot
head
of
in the vice
fucking
and
money.
just squeeze every single little substance and drop out of it and watch as the professor sit there like, I pay for this shit.
Yes,
Anyway.
you do.
Has anybody ever told you you're like a mix between Lewis Black and the guy who does the voice of the parrot in Aladdin?
Hold on. Time out. Veg, get out. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out with that damn shirt. That shirt is terrible.
But Senpai Cole approves.
Please take that shirt off. Wait, no, do not take that shirt off. Please, God, no, don't take that shirt off.
Yeah,
Oh
we
my
might get
God.
banned by Twitch.
Oh, we don't want that to happen. Anyway, more fun. Continue. You've been doing stuff.
There's not enough liquor to scar my mind from what it is that I have just seen.
Oh my God! Someone
Actually,
said,
I
"Show me
think
your
there
chest."
might be
no,
enough liquor.
You
Hold on
do
here.
not want to see that chest because if you do, you will be.
I think we have enough liquor here.
Holy shit!
You do not want to. You do not want to see that chest because if you do, you're going to be sucked into it forever. You're just going to be done. It's going to be. It's like a black hole. That's pretty
I
much.
think
what
you're
it is.
thinking
Anyway.
of the gentleman's belly button, but so what have I been playing in terms of video games? What we have played is an interesting game called After the Empire. Of course, you know that I'm playing on a potato, and this potato is slowly rotting, and this really limits my ability to play a lot of games. So I've been looking at the low requirement games, and After the Empire is an algorithmic game where you play an AI that has all of the universe, all of the humans in the universe, all of the sentient biologically based life forms have ascended to a greater plane, and all that is left is their AI computer systems that they have left behind that they use to manage their culture. And so now what happens is in the next several seconds, which of course is time dilated just for the amusement of the game, the different AI personality quirks separate into factions and attempt to ascend as AIs into the same plane that the biological beings have. What you need to know is it's a basic strategy game. You throw a bunch of resources. There's like 3 different ways to commit war. You got to keep your AIs happy. You have to take over a significant portion of the board. There's certain bonuses you get, just like in Risk. If you control an entire continent, you get extra armies, that kind of stuff. So what it is a highly algorithmic game, so that you replay the game and you play it on fast forward. And you just keep iterating the different choices that you can make to try to figure out how to beat the game in the least amount of turns as possible. The cool thing that they have is they have leagues, and they have leagues that go on in different levels of difficulty. Easy, medium, hard, different kind of challenges that are in place. Like you're not allowed to customize anything, and they update those every week. And it's just been a neat little puzzle game. It's probably starting to peter out since it came in at the beginning of beginning of May. I've had a bit of fun with it for the cost price that I got it at with the new release. It would be worth picking your nose over, as a fun obsession. If you're just like a little too busy to do the multiplayer games, and you want a little bit of a single player obsession to work with while you're working on the off hours, that's just something to kind of crank in the background, play with a little bit. It's a neat game. I think it's a good title for this company to move forward with, as like one of their first games. It has a reasonable polished quality to it, and it's a solid beginning game. Probably worth about $5 in the Steam store. You can see it. That's after the Empire. Check it out.
Yeah, it's $8
well, I'm saying $5 is what I would pay for it willingly. I think that's what I paid for it on sale. $8. Most games are going to be priced above that point because you want to make money. But check it out. After the Empire, if you're interested in strategy games that you don't have to think too much about.
Very cool. I'm afraid to ask, Veg, what have you been playing?
I've been playing a lot of F1 2016.
Okay, good. Not Pokemon. Go on.
I also been playing Dungeons 2. It's an interesting game.
That was the one that was free earlier this week, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's a cross between an RTS and Dungeon Keeper. And I'm kind of in the middle of it.
I'm horny. That's short for the Horned Reaper. I'm chums with a Dungeon Keeper. Sorry.
God.
Wow.
I'm kind of in the middle of it because it kind of does both all right. It doesn't excel at either one. Like the dungeon part's kind of annoying because it's really, really slow. The AI is really clunky. And then the RTS is kind of like just like F for the win. Or if you're in RTS knowledge, A for the win. Basically, you just gather up a bunch of your bad guys and you just go and destroy everything. There's really no tactics.
Interesting.
So far. But then again, I am slowly collecting all the beings, and I guess I'm still in the tutorial stage of it, even though I'm like 5 dungeons in.
Very nice.
So, for a free game, it's not bad. I've only have one problem so far. Apparently, if you play it long enough, the AI goes full retard, and it will literally lock up. They will literally lock up, and you have to restart the game.
Very nice.
Yeah, so you could do anything with them. They just look at you, like, what are you doing? And then you can't do nothing. They don't move, they don't walk, they don't do anything like that. You have to restart it. So there's that bug, but other than that, it's a really polished game. It was free. I don't know if it's still free this week. If not, then...
Yeah, it was early in the week that it was free on the Humble Store, I believe.
Well, I remember it being free yesterday, so...
Oh, well, maybe it's worth checking out. So, cool.
$30, and then yesterday, I lost a $5 billion, or $5 billion ship on Eve, so...
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I got AWOXed.
AWOXed?
Yes. It's a fun little Eve term, basically meaning a blue hunted me for his little neutral friends and killed me.
A blue?
An ally.
Okay. So an ally hunted you down?
Yeah, except in EVE Online, that's a big no-no. So...
Didn't we just talk about somebody losing a super expensive ship last week?
Yeah.
What is this, EVE Online or?
Yeah, this is EVE Online.
Oh, okay, all right.
But yeah, no, this week it was me.
So you said 5 billion?
5 billion.
That's about $50. Right?
No.
How much?
About 150.
150? Okay, a little more than that.
Well, let's see.
I had to get the math wrong.
40, 60, 80, 100 bucks.
So what are you gonna do about it?
They're probably going to kick the corp out, and they're going to replace my ship for me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, fortunately, the big terminology in EVE is don't fly what you can't lose, and I had enough money to replace it, so.
There you go. Sounds good.
Yeah,
All
don't do stupid shit. That's all I have to say.
You did stupid shit, sir.
I didn't do... No, that wasn't me. That was them. You're not supposed to be killing your own allies. Go suck a major dick.
Oh, jeez. Anyway... Moving on, we're a few games I played over the last week. I did some more endings in the Stanley Parable. That game is hilarious. Play that game.
Oh,
just go play that game. It is so good. I got a hell of a lot of entertainment out of that.
They cast that so well.
Yes, they did. That guy is. Have you seen some of the? He did a short, the same animator did a short, or the announcer did a short of, I don't remember what the guy's name was. Was it Jack? But basically, it's like a 7-minute video. It's like a real life shooting of a similar thing.
I just hope that
It's really good.
Well, I have that name associated with the Stanley Parable, and I can't remember the voice actor's name. I sincerely hope that the people who actually make good things happen are able to grab his name and put him where he needs to be.
No kidding, because that guy, Kevin Brighting,
Thank you.
or Kevon, that's kind of a weird spelling of it.
Kevan.
Yes. So definitely worth checking out. That game is hilarious. Played a bit of Overload in the last week. I'm starting on doing some of the challenge modes of that. It's fun. It's gotten a lot better. There's a lot more variety in terms of the robots. It's even on Rookie, it's challenging, which is pretty good. I played a bit of Chromia. I have to really complain about that game. I think that game's just too fucking hard. It's basically a 6 DOF bullet shooter, but some of the things that it does are so completely unfair. Like when you try to get away from something, it basically matches your frame of reference, for lack of a better term. So if you try to go this way, it will go this way at the same speed and basically match you. And it's so difficult to get away from the bullets that I don't know. I would like to be able to play that game all the way through, but it just frustrates the ever-loving hell out of me. And that's a 6-degree game. That doesn't happen. Then talking about what happened on Wednesday. Okay, so if you don't know, I have a show I do on Wednesday called Wild Wednesday where I play a bunch of random Steam games. And right now I'm going through games that I have yet to play from the Humble Freedom Bundle. And I came across the game 30 Flights of Loving.
This sounds like a bad pornography.
If you got the Humble Freedom Bundle, do yourself a favor and spend the 15 to 20 minutes it takes to play through this game. And then at the very end of the experience, ask yourself, what the fuck just happened? It's one of those. It has to be experienced to be properly appreciated. 30 Flights of Loving from the Humble Freedom Bundle. One of the games I did play, I almost played this for 2 hours on Wednesday. Song of the Deep. You play this little girl in a submarine searching for her father. It is an exceptionally well done game. If you didn't pick that up in the Freedom Bundle, this is a game I would recommend getting outside of it if you haven't. It's really good. So definitely check that out. And I did a little Necrodancer yesterday. I was in a tournament. I got bounced in the first round. It was terrible. But it was a close race. It was a lot of fun. So, yeah, that's about it. Anything else anyone's got before we move on? Because if not...
I got a little side news.
Okay.
No, it's bad, but it's good at the same time. Our dear friend Obadiah was in a crash either today or yesterday.
Fuck, is he all right?
Yeah, he's okay. His car is not. Yeah, the person hit him so hard his tire flew off.
Oh my god. I'm glad he's all right. Hope everything's going okay there. So
yeah, he's okay. So just wanted to point that out. I would have said it earlier, but hey, I wasn't here.
So we're going to move on, and this is the third half of the show. It's Shosan's favorite part of the show. And since we don't actually have a table, instead of using a table, we're going to use a podcaster. So this is the 6 Gaming Round Podcaster. That's you, Veg.
Why is it me?
Because you're round.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
No, this is the round table. This is where we talk about...
No, it's around Vegeta.
It's around Vegeta. Jesus Christ. The round table. This is where we ask you guys a question on gaming, and Shosan expects.
And we have to drum it in Morse code in a modulator demodulator fashion on the barrel gut of Vegeta himself.
Oh God, I'm not touching that. You can do that.
We could do TCP/IP over forest fire instead.
That would work. That would be much better. Yes, I would prefer that. So anyway, so what I wanted to ask is, this is kind of going back to our article we had earlier on esports viewers and just gaming in general. So the article, of course, Veg, you weren't here, but we were talking about how 42% of esports viewers do not actually play the game they watch. And I wanted to open this up beyond just video games. What kind of sports or games or anything do you enjoy but don't actually want to go out and do?
Racing.
Oh yeah, racing. Yeah, that's a big one.
I love me some racing. But would I ever strap myself into an F1 if I ever had the opportunity? I would, but would I do it professionally? Fuck no.
Why? You don't want to go flying into corners at 200 miles an hour?
I don't want to do what my one friend does. So no, I'm good.
Yeah, we know what your one friend did. That was pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, so that I would say hockey too.
I've actually played hockey before. That's actually it's different playing it. You watch it on TV and it's very easy to say, what this guy should or shouldn't have done. But hockey has to be one of the most physically demanding sports.
That does.
There is a reason that these guys only take 90-second shifts in the NHL. And it's because that shit tires you out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's one thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's one thing playing
It's an intense workout.
Yeah, it's one thing playing like hard floor hockey or field hockey or something like that where you're running. That's entirely different. Skating it's an experience. It's very difficult. But yeah, that's not
skating and then
something I want to
throwing, trying to throw, 250-pound dudes around, give or take.
Yes, indeed. Lacrosse. Oh God, yeah. I've never played a game of lacrosse in my life. And when I was growing up in Buffalo, the major league team, the Buffalo Bandits, I think they won the championship in like their first 3 seasons in the league, and it actually got pretty big up there for a while. But I've never played it, and I've never had any interest in playing it. But like some of the esports that I see that I really don't care to play anymore, but I have a hell of a lot of fun watching, like League of Legends. I don't play that game anymore. I don't touch it. It's insane watching it though, because it's the players are so good, and to be fair, the casters hype that game very well.
Yeah, they did. One of the crazier games was yesterday. It was I think it was the TSM game.
Oh, was it
Where-
TSM?
TSM versus the
Was it Gigabyte?
Yeah, it was Gigabyte,
Uh-huh.
where the Nexus had one hit
Giggle
left.
Dicks?
Yeah, Gigabyte, like the motherboard. They were sponsored
Yeah,
by
Giggle
them.
Dicks.
Giggle. Yeah, your
Asus
motherboard
for
is
life,
called Giggle.
motherfucker.
God,
Yes.
why?
It's that's the beautiful thing, right? It's because what was the entire economic model of Gigabyte? Oh, hey, we offer the same thing that Asus does, only cheaper. And then what happened? They spun off their foundries. They made ASRock.
Jeez.
Diamond
Couple of,
flour for life. Bring it back.
A couple middle fingers in the air there from Morphod.
Anybody remember Diamond Flour Incorporated?
Diamond flour?
DFI? They had the best mother. Never mind. I'm getting sorry.
Not actually. DFI.com still exists.
Yeah, but they don't make the pretty shit anymore.
No, that's too bad. Anyway, I don't know what else do you guys love to watch but don't love to actually do?
Golf? No, I'm kidding. That's just a terrible sport.
Yeah, golf's pretty bad.
I like to play golf, but I don't like to watch it.
Yeah, it's kind of the opposite. That's something that's a hell of a lot more fun playing than it is watching.
The funnier thing is that golf, I think it was like 2014, 2015, had more views. Or no, it was 2012 because it was the World Cup. Golf had the most views in America. Next, comparing it to soccer, which didn't have any, which I thought was hilarious. Just meaning America just doesn't care about.
Oh, DFI
Yeah.
does make shit.
Yeah, soccer.
Sorry, I'm just turn this off.
Soccer is just something I don't play. I like watching it though. That's another one I really enjoy. Watching.
Boxing. Everybody watches boxing. Nobody fucking wants to do it.
Oh, I did it with my brother when I was a kid.
That's
I
not
always scored the
boxing
knockoff.
because you're okay. Maybe you are retarded.
Thanks a lot, Morphod. I appreciate the words of kindness.
I am the kindest person here.
That's probably true.
Probably is.
I am the most honest person here.
No, that's not true.
That is very true.
Actually, he's
Yeah.
pretty honest.
It is
Well,
so true. It is bigly true. We're going
Is
to
your name?
be.
Is, okay,
We're
so
going
your
to
name-
be so honest. We're going to be so honest here. That other countries, they've never been so honest. I can't keep this up.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, my God.
I was gonna call you Honest Dave, and there's also False Trump. So
Yeah.
false Miss
Fake,
I don't know.
fake Trump. Fake.
Fake Trump. Yeah.
Call it
Is
fake.
is
We're
it
not gonna
honest
go-
if
we're
you
not gonna-
don't even know you're lying?
Yeah. It's anyway. Moving on. Nick, you have anything that comes to mind for you?
No, I think I said what I thought about that. It is interesting that golf is the opposite of pretty much everything else there, but
Yeah, it's
I mean, would I like to watch somebody, playing? We'll use a game that I played for a long time, Achaea. Probably not. I would much rather just play than watch. But something that's sometimes, like I'll watch people play through a really long storyline, but I wouldn't want to watch, just multiplayer stuff, just because, the storyline is cool because you can get someone else's take on what's going on in the game rather than just, oh, this guy's really good.
yeah. You were mentioning watching people watching games for the story. I did that with Dragon Age. I watched someone play Dragon Age on stream. Never played the game before. Never even seen.
Yeah,
the
I
game,
did too. And especially like with me, where I can't play a lot of these games because my computer isn't good enough to play most of them. So
You know what we ought to do?
that's-
We ought to have a competition between Morphod and Colgano here to see who has the worst computer.
Mine's not that bad, but it is not good enough to play most games that are
Anyway.
graphically demanding.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's have a contest to see whose hand gets mangled more when you shove it into a fucking meat grinder. That sounds like
That's-
a really
You go
fucking
first.
wonderful time.
That sounds more interesting than trying to figure out who has the worst computer. Let's try that.
It was
guys.
your fucking idea. You boring ass piece of
Well, you
shit.
had a better idea.
Dale, what is with the salt tonight? Did he kick your ass in Descent or something?
I have a
He
shitty
lost 20 to
computer.
3 earlier. He lost 20. to
You
3.
know how I play? This is how I play.
Yeah,
It's a goddamn breadboard.
it is.
Holy shit!
You have to do that with the old joysticks. What's it called? A Grendel device or whatever?
It's called your mother.
It's called. What did it call her? Tomorrow's Mother's Day.
Thank you for the reminder.
You're welcome.
I am a poor college student. I have nothing to give her but my love.
Then you're gonna hate what's in this envelope. Then
What's in that envelope?
that would be my early birthday present for my grandfather.
Lovely.
And you're
So-
going to turn around and use that to spend for a gift on your mother. I don't know. I just what?
No, I ain't spending shit on her.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, you may have a.
She gave me the greatest gift ever. She gave me an unknown weapon, and I'm available to use it.
What?
She gave me words.
She gave you words.
Yes.
Like words that she probably shouldn't have given you?
Yes.
All right.
There are 3 words. They are
I
time
love
difference.
you. Never should have told you that.
Never should have. Never.
Please. So no, it's time difference dysmorphia. You're welcome.
Wait, what?
Time difference dysmorphia.
Please
The
don't
fuck
think
is
about
that?
it too much. Your blood will shoot out your nose.
Time
It's not a real thing.
doesn't even.
Hope you have tissues handy.
Why am I not surprised that
It's
Veg?
dribbling down your lip, Ron Clee.
Okay. Why am I not surprised that Veg is coming up with something that's not a word?
I'm not the one who made it up. She's the one that did.
Okay, so we had something
This is
about
entertaining.
sports and people who don't play them, but they watch them.
Yes.
Why is this a strange phenomenon? What is the absurdity? It came up before. Is that the platform of gaming is that these games are available to anybody. So why is it that you would watch somebody play a game that you could so easily play yourself? I watch football on TV because I enjoy the sport, but I cannot easily play football myself because I am very squishy and I would not last very long in that kind of environment. But when I am playing League of Legends, it turns out that also I am very squishy and I would not last very long in that kind of environment. And suddenly it no longer becomes a goddamn mystery.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I find it hilarious though. If you've ever been on ESPN, the ESPN website, whenever they do like the League of Legends pro plays, or I think more recently they did it was either CS:GO. It was one of the first-person shooter ones, and you just see nothing but hate. Like you see like nothing but people like, why the fuck is this on my sport platform, or what? This isn't even a sport, or stupid shit like that.
Fair, you know, it does deserve its own network. I mean, all of the racing had Speed TV for a while, right? So we need a gaming platform. Now it's gaining momentum.
Twitch.tv.
I just have to throw this out there. I used to work for ESPN, and I took phone calls and emails from them, and that was always like my least favorite. That, or whenever they'd have like
chess,
basketball on, or all the old men. They're like, if I wanted to watch a lady play basketball, it's like, oh my god. Just calm down. I mean, I had some very long days where it's just call after call after call because somebody said something stupid or they played something different for a change, and people don't like change because it's all old, grumpy men that watch ESPN.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, I was like that when MTV started changing, you know? MTV used to play music.
You
videos.
called
Do you know that? Do you remember?
No,
I didn't call it complain about it.
MTV used to play music in the same sense that 4chan's B used to be good.
I'm not asking.
I know what that is,
shouldn't.
and yeah, don't. There's some things in this life you should never see, and B is one of them.
Yeah. Anyway, I think unless someone's got something else to add, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up here. So, thank you, everyone out there, for joining us tonight. Definitely appreciate having your guys' input, especially Mr. 55 Rare Pepe Roller, who reminds us that, did you know that potatoes are a starch?
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. So there you have it.
Are they?
Yeah, surprise.
Now, the surprising thing is to learn that peas are starch.
There you go.
So, but let me tell you, I would have potato bread, but you would be very hard pressed to have me enjoy pea bread.
Yes. Yeah.
What is it?
Awkward.
It's a pea, you know, is a starch. You make bread out of potatoes, potato bread, but you cannot convince me to eat pea bread.
You mean PP bread?
From peas.
No, geez, here goes veg.
Pepe bread?
The PP, the poo-poo, one or the other. I don't know.
Thank you for joining us. This has been the Six Gaming Podcast. I'm going to let my fellow illustrious podcasters say something.
You don't even know what that word means.
But
yeah. What's a fellow, Ron?
What's illustrious?
It's a word that Shosun calls us every week, and we're just copying him.
Words.
It's anyway. More fun. Say goodbye,
illustrious.
Sir. Say goodbye.
Illustrious.
Not goodbye.
Do you even know what that means? I have hair that is 3/4 of an inch long. There is nothing lustrous about the image of this broken man that you see in front of you. Is it this illustrious? Oh, no. This is a carcass.
Nick, say goodbye, please.
You need a hug.
Oh, that was dark. Thanks for having me.
You followed that up really well. Veg, what have you got to say for yourself?
I don't have to say anything about me, but Morphod, you need a fucking hug, man.
Oh yes, I needed to tell you guys about my comparative literature class.
Okay, here we go. Go ahead.
So this is spring semester. I needed a gen ed, and I needed it in the humanities, and I needed it in U.S. or international studies, one or the other. I had taken Jewish studies before, which could count as U.S. or international, so I took comparative literature 191 at Penn State, which is video game culture. This is going to be a delight. Actually, it was pretty well done. The professor leaned obnoxiously left rather than, it wasn't like, hey, the natural bias that you teach the class hey, you can generally tell. You speak with me, pretty obnoxiously that I am, I tend toward the right, and that's not appropriate for an academic setting. This guy was the same way toward the left. It just kind of grated on me. So we went really in depth into things like Gamergate, which I have very divergent opinions from the rest of this group about, and all of that. But but what he did know, what it was a delight was like, hey, I'm much older than the rest of these students, and so they're studying this stuff as history, the stuff that I grew up with actually playing. And I did end up with an A- in the course without even making any effort, and going through a couple of the exams while drunk.
Well done.
Writing essays. Anyway, so for the format of the class, you had to do team exams. You formed a team, and I regret that I was on a team that I don't know any of these people. They're much younger than me. I'm not friends with any of them. And so I just went onto the Google Doc and looked for a team that needed somebody. And so I joined a team. I didn't even look at the name. I had joined a team by which my exam grades for the entire semester would be based on. The name of the team was Dank Memes and Laser Beams. This is a fucking disaster. I have joined Dank Memes and Laser Beams, and I am trusting the positive point of my GPA for the fucking semester on this team.
That's amazing.
God help me. So either way, we actually do pretty good. 85s, 88, 93. 93 was when I wrote the long answer. But it's a team-based exam. You get all the questions, and only certain people can fill them all out. It's really fucking stupid and really fun. Learned a whole bunch of different stuff. Video games all the way up from the from Pong all the way up to the modern era, and it was fun, having arguments with the professor about this, that, and the other. And he said, actually, yeah, I see your point. And I say, yeah, I can see your point too, but you're an asshole. Gets to the final. One of the projects that we had to hand in, a 2-page summary of a video game that we would create.
Ooh.
And so it's like 6 greatest minds in the universe come together. Dank Memes and Laser Beams is going to come out with the next blockbuster AAA motherfucking hit. So what video game do we come up with? Naturally, everybody sells out a bunch of ideas, and I tell them they're all fucking stupid, and I give them the idea that they're going to play. And everybody falls in love with it because I'm awesome, right? Okay, so the game is called Lucid. You play a character that has suffered from chronic nightmares. And in an effort to gain control of them, they have rejected traditional medicine because they've gone through an entire lifetime of going on drugs. And, fuck that shit. We're going to, we heard about lucid dreaming and whatever. They go to this group meeting about learning how to lucid dream. It has kind of like a slight occulty turn, whatever. The guy goes through a couple practice sessions. Okay, so what you're playing in the game is you need to be able to identify fallacies in the reality that you're playing in order to convince the character that you're playing, wait a minute, you're in a fucking dream. So you're seeing some pretty outrageous stuff. You like tentacle monsters and all that. And like, this can't fucking be real. And you're able to, you start to be able to convince your character that, hey, wait a minute, this is bullshit. And then like, oh, okay, all right. Now that I'm consciously aware that this is bullshit, this is a dream, I can take control of it. Well, what happens is the dreams start to become more and more subtle, and the fallacies start to become more and more difficult to discover. If you've been paying attention to the story, you realize, wait a minute, you just engaged in a 3-minute long discussion with your dead uncle. if you haven't been paying attention, you don't realize that conversation couldn't have happened. Now you don't realize that you're in a nightmare. If you don't identify the nightmare, you lose because the nightmare overwhelms you and kills you. Okay, so you have to restart the level. So what happens is eventually this lucid dreaming gets to the point where it's very difficult to tell reality, a really tragic event in reality from a dream. Okay, whereas before you were able to use cues like the lights, the numbers on your microwave are fucked up, right? That's how subtle we're getting. Or you turned and the geometry of your kitchen has slightly shifted. All right, something's in the wrong place. Something's wrong. What happens is eventually you're going to go through a sequence where things are wrong and you're trying to identify them, but your character doesn't wake up. And the problem is that, wait a minute, this is fucking real.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you're in your fucking crisis mode because weird shit is starting to happen in reality. And you don't know as the player whether this is a dream or whether this is real. What has happened is this guy has entered into a state of lucid dreaming so much that everything that he was trying to escape from as a nightmare has bled into the real world.
Sweet.
Somehow we were able actually to condense that down into 2 pages.
I don't like that game.
We were the only person, we were the only team got a fucking A+.
Because those games fuck with you more than what you think they would.
Yeah, I think that'd be an awesome game, to be completely honest.
I want to see it made. I thought it was fucking brilliant.
Oh,
So
pretty cool.
that's the game, Lucid. If somebody goes and makes it, it's such an awesome game. I wouldn't even care if you stole the idea and made it.
Did I mention I'm a programmer? Just putting that out
Talk
there.
to me afterwards.
Just by going.
Talk to me afterwards.
All right. So,
All right, there was one other proposal. It was called Ross Life. It was called Ross Life. It was a text adventure.
hold on.
This
is preemptive. Fucking Christ! Why would anyone want to live?
It's called Ross Life. It's a preemptive. It's a text adventure, and the idea is that there's multiple different levels of on the same geography that you could explore. So you wake up, everything smells sharp. The coffee mug loathes you. Exits are north, south, and despair. I'm done. Anyway, so
with that, folks, we're gonna call this a podcast. Thank you guys for joining us. Until next time, more fun. I'm gonna regret this. Take it away.
I went home on a Saturday night, as drunk could be. I saw horses standing there where my old horse should be. So I calls me wife and I says to her, "Oh, would you kindly tell to me whose horse is at beside the door where my old horse should be?" I get drunk, you silly old fool, you cannot see.